Yay.
Coming up to evaluate Bob.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Woohoo! Well, Bob's been giving a lot of speeches here at Toastmasters, and I think it's really showed today. I think he did a very, very nice job on his speech. Title of his speech was Paint the Vision, and he's doing speech number 3 in his Speeches by Management book. So just as a quick reminder that when you get done with your basic manual, there's a zillion other graduate courses for you to take. So Bob was actually sort of supposed to be playing the role of a manager or a team leader, having a talk with his team. In this particular case, clearly he was talking with the team about achieving goals, which is actually, I think, something that appeals to everybody in the audience. We all have goals, and we probably haven't necessarily achieved them. So Bob, right off the bat, you did a great job. Very good speech. Fundamental flaw with your speech is that I'm pretty sure I could go to everybody in this room a half an hour from now, and they won't remember your speech. Okay? They'll remember that it was good. So let's take that as a positive, okay? But I don't think there was anything in the speech that necessarily is going to stick in anybody's mind. And this is a problem I have when I give speeches, right? I give a speech. I can talk about anything for hours, right? But when I'm done, the people won't necessarily remember what I'm saying. Now, the quick question is, because I was sitting there trying to do your evaluation, and I was struggling to remember your speech, right? And that was only like 10, 15 minutes later, right? Damn, what's up with that? So either A, I'm getting older, which is probably true, or B, there wasn't anything really for me to put my hands around. So an interesting point is, in your speech, there was no stories. Right? Yeah, and maybe it's not a good speech for stories, but there wasn't. If you told a story, I'd probably remember it. Prior to the whole speech, you told me a story about your interaction with the vice president. I'll probably remember that for like a week, right? Because stories stick and stuff like that. In your speech, it was just a series of things that were stuck together, and they one ear out the other ear. Well done, mind you, very well done, but not a lot for me to wrap my hands around. You did start off by showing us a $20 bill, and I enjoy watching $20 bills. Man, I can spend all day watching $20 bills. And you told us an interesting little story. It's like, well, I was confused as to whether or not you had started your speech yet. Right? It was like, well, is this probably? And then after a while, I was like, oh yeah, he did start. So I was a little bit confused on that one, but I thought that was actually pretty effective, right? A little polishing on that, maybe to make it work a little better, but I thought the overall concept was actually really sort of good on that. I liked where you were going with this because you were actually giving us some tools that we could use, and your tools were really simple, right? Figure out what your goals are. Make sure you keep reminding yourself what your goals are, and good news, your brain will take over and you'll actually start to achieve the goals. You know, in a nutshell, that's what, great. I mean, that's stuff we could actually do. It's not that hard to do. So I thought that the message in your speech was good, okay, but probably getting it to stick in my brain wasn't quite there. Maybe you have to show me somebody who has some goals or impossible goals, but they write it down and day after day they do it and pow, so you know, whatever, that type of stuff. You get the gist of it. I thought it was really interesting what you were telling us about the croc brain, right? We all think of our brain as just being brain. Brain just sort of hangs out. But I know exactly where you're going because if I recall correctly, I think the croc brain is the brain we've had for like 1,000,000 years, right? It's the I should feed myself and I should take a bath every once in a while and I should sleep and pow, that's sort of all it does type of stuff. But I thought you did a great job on that. Explaining it a little bit more probably would have been pretty good. I liked what you told us about the bathroom. I've got a good mental image of what you told me because I got a bathroom, I've got a mirror, I could see exactly what you were talking. So I thought that was a really powerful part of your speech. So, end of story on this one. Good speech. Very well done, very professionally delivered. I had no problems with that whatsoever. If I was going to do it again, I'd look for some things that are going to stick with the audience and go from there. Thank you very much, Madam